What if I told you that most students don't become unemployed because there are no jobs? They become unemployed because for years they quietly trained themselves to be unprepared, undisciplined, and average without even realizing it. Unemployment doesn't start after graduation. It begins on the very first day a student decides to take college lightly. When you sit in the back, scrolling through your phone, instead of deeply understanding the concepts being taught. When you memorize just for exams instead of truly mastering skills. Slowly, you build a habit of doing the bare minimum just to pass, rather than pushing yourself to grow. One of the biggest mistakes a student can make is wasting hours every single day on social media, gaming, gossip, and comparing their life to others, all while telling themselves, I still have time. Because time feels unlimited in your first year. Then it feels a bit shorter in the second year. By the final year, it's incredibly stressful. And then, suddenly, graduation arrives, but the skill set never did. Another dangerous habit is depending only on the degree itself, as if that piece of paper automatically guarantees a job. The reality is, companies hire competence, not paper. And competence is built through internships, projects, strong communication skills, and the ability to solve problems, not by cramming slides the night before an exam. So many students destroy their own chances by avoiding internships. They feel shy, unqualified, or just plain lazy, choosing comfort over real-world exposure. They don't understand that in most situations, practical experience is far more powerful than your GPA. Then there's the blame game. Some students develop a habit of blaming their teachers, the system, the country, the economy, or favoritism for their struggles, instead of focusing on improving themselves. This mindset slowly removes responsibility from their own hands. Because when you believe everything is an external problem, you stop fixing what's internal. A silent career killer is poor communication skills. This means avoiding English practice, public speaking, presentations, and networking opportunities. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are. If you can't express your ideas clearly, you will always be overlooked in interviews, meetings, and any professional environment. Some students isolate themselves completely. They avoid teamwork, leadership roles, or group projects, not realizing that the modern workplace rewards collaboration and adaptability far more than individual memorization ability. You have to learn to work with people. And of course, there's procrastination. The habit of delaying assignments, delaying learning a new skill, delaying applications, delaying any kind of improvement until the deadline forces a panic-driven effort instead of consistent progress. This pattern trains your brain to perform under stress, not strategy, which later reflects in a chaotic and stressful job search after graduation. Many students waste their summer vacations entirely on entertainment. They don't take short courses, try freelancing, volunteer, learn digital tools, or build a portfolio. They do unsee that those few months every year are golden opportunities to get ahead while everyone else is resting. Think about the friends you choose. Some students pick friends who normalize mediocrity, who laugh at ambition, mock seriousness, discourage internships, and promote shortcuts. Your environment slowly shapes your identity until your own ambition fades and being average becomes comfortable. There are also students who ignore personal development completely. They never read beyond their textbooks, never work on their mindset, and never learn about financial literacy, emotional intelligence, discipline, or self-management. And then they expect the real world to be easy, even though they never trained for it. One of the most damaging habits is the fear of failure. This fear makes you avoid competitions, avoid applying for interesting positions, avoid interviews, and avoid challenges just to protect your ego. You don't realize that rejection builds resilience, and resilience is what builds employability. Some students rely heavily on copying assignments, cheating in exams, and taking shortcuts. When the job interview comes, there's no cheating option. And don't neglect your health. Sleeping irregularly, eating poorly, and avoiding exercise leads to low energy, poor focus, and weak discipline. Your energy directly affects your productivity and your confidence. Without confidence, even the most capable students will underperform. Many students also fail to build any kind of online professional presence. This makes them completely invisible in a competitive job market. They also never learn basic professional etiquette, like how to write a proper email, respect deadlines, dress appropriately, or communicate respectfully. These are small things, but they greatly influence how an employer perceives you. Many believe that one day inspiration will strike and everything will change. But discipline is built in boring, daily repetition, not in emotional spikes. Then there are students who ignore networking completely. They never connect with seniors, alumni, professors, or industry professionals. Some students also overestimate their theoretical knowledge while underestimating practical application. They never build real projects, case studies, prototypes, or do freelance work that demonstrates their ability. And then, when an interviewer asks, "So, what have you built?" there's only silence. Gradually, all these habits compound silently over 3 or 4 years. They create a graduate who has a degree, but no depth of skill, no portfolio, no confidence, no clarity, and no discipline. Instead of reflecting on their past habits, many fall into even more negativity. They compare themselves to others who seem successful, not realizing that those individuals likely invested their college years very differently. Eventually, when financial pressure increases, some are forced into temporary labor. Low-paying jobs, unrelated to their field, or long-term unemployment. The painful truth is that college doesn't decide your future automatically. Your daily habits during college do. If you want to avoid unemployment after graduation, you must avoid wasting time. Avoid blaming others. Avoid ignoring skills. Avoid procrastination. Avoid comfort addiction. Avoid toxic circles. Avoid cheating. Instead, you need to build discipline, relevant skills, internship experience, network connections, a professional presence, resilience, clarity, and a sense of responsibility consistently over the years. Success, after you get your degree, is rarely instant magic. It's usually the visible result of all the invisible preparation you did while others were distracted. It's the habits they chose to repeat day after day when no one was watching. That's why the real danger isn't unemployment itself. It's the unnoticed daily decisions that slowly train a student for either competence or for regret. The choice is yours. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content to help you succeed. See you in the next one.